Hey there and welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Today we're going to answer one of the biggest questions in technology right now. What actually is artificial intelligence? You hear the phrase AI thrown around everywhere, in the news, in apps, in conversations, but very few people stop to explain what it really means in plain words. So that's exactly what we'll do together. By the end of this video, you'll understand how machines learn, how they reason, how they create things, and where the real limits are. No heavy jargon, no hand-waving, just clear, honest explanation. Let's ease in gently and build it up piece by piece. Here's the first thing to realize. You're already using AI, probably dozens of times a day without even noticing. Think about a normal afternoon. You open a chat app and ask a question, and something types back a helpful answer. That's AI. You open a streaming service and it quietly suggests the perfect movie for your mood. That's AI deciding what you might like. You pick up your phone and it unlocks just by looking at your face, recognizing you out of billions of people. Again, AI. None of these feel like science fiction anymore. They feel ordinary. And that's the whole point. Artificial intelligence isn't some distant future robot. It's already woven invisibly into the tools you touch every single day. So let's pin down a real definition. Artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. Think about what humans naturally do. We understand language, we recognize faces, we make decisions, we spot patterns. Those things felt like they could only ever be done by a living mind. AI is what happens when a machine can do them too. But here's the important part, the how. A computer doesn't do this by magic or by being alive. It does it using three things: data, which is examples to learn from; algorithms, which are step-by-step methods for processing that data; and trained models, which are the final result, a system that has absorbed patterns from all that data and can now act on something new. Hold on to those three words: data, algorithms, models, because everything else builds on them. Now let's look at the kinds of things AI can actually do, because it's broader than most people think. It can understand language, reading your sentence and grasping what you mean. It can perceive the world, seeing objects in an image or hearing words in a sound. It can learn patterns from huge piles of examples. It can solve problems, reason through a situation, make a decision, and even generate brand new content like text or pictures. But here's the misconception an expert would immediately flag, and it's printed right on the screen. AI does not think like a human. It has no understanding, no feelings, no awareness. What it really does is learn from data. It has seen so many examples that it can predict what fits best. So when it seems to reason, it's actually pattern matching at an enormous scale. Keep that distinction in mind. It explains both why AI is so powerful and why it sometimes gets things confidently wrong. So how does AI actually work, step by step? Let's follow the pipeline on the screen. It starts with data. Imagine thousands and thousands of photos of cats and dogs, each one labeled. Next comes training, where the system studies all those examples and slowly adjusts itself until it learns the patterns that separate a cat from a dog. The output of that training is the AI model. Think of it as the finished, educated brain that has captured everything it learned. Then, when you feed that model something new, a fresh photo it's never seen, it produces an output. And that output is always one of three things: a prediction, like "this is a dog"; a decision, like "block this email"; or new content, like a written paragraph or a generated image. Data goes in, training shapes a model, and the model gives you useful output. That simple chain is the heart of every AI system on Earth. Now here's a point that surprises a lot of people, and it corrects a very common myth. AI does not quietly improve on its own while it's sitting there. A lot of folks imagine it's constantly getting smarter in the background, like a child growing up. It isn't. Once a model is trained, it's essentially frozen. It knows what it knew on the day training finished. The only way it gets better is when human developers deliberately retrain it, feeding it new data and feedback about where it went wrong. Picture a spam filter. If a clever new type of spam appears, the filter won't magically catch it until engineers gather examples of that new spam and retrain the model on them. So improvement isn't automatic. It's a deliberate human effort, over and over again. That's a key reality to remember as we go deeper. Now let's zoom out and look at the big map of AI, because there are actually 3 levels, and knowing them clears up a huge amount of confusion. Level 1 is narrow AI, built for specific tasks, and this is every single AI that exists today. It's real right now. Level 2 is AGI, artificial general intelligence, a machine that could match a human across many different areas, not just one. That's a future goal that does not exist yet. And level 3 is ASI, artificial superintelligence, a system that would surpass humans in everything. That one is purely theoretical, more idea than reality. Here's the crucial takeaway to carry forward. Despite all the hype and the headlines, everything we have today, every chatbot and every clever tool, sits firmly in that first box. We only have narrow AI. Let's unpack each level properly. Let's start with where we actually live. Level 1, narrow AI, the only kind that's real today. The defining trait is right in the name. It's narrow because it's designed for one specific task or a small set of related tasks. A chess program is brilliant at chess and knows nothing else. A face unlock system recognizes faces and can't do anything beyond that. Almost every AI system you use falls into this category. And here's the key limitation. It simply can't work outside its lane. Ask a spam filter to recommend a movie and it has no idea what you mean because it was never built for that. It's like a master locksmith who can open any lock in the world but can't cook you dinner. Incredibly capable inside its scope, completely helpless outside it. That boundary is what makes it narrow. And once you understand narrow AI, you start seeing it absolutely everywhere. The chat assistants you message, the recommendation engines picking your next song or video, the spam filters guarding your inbox, face recognition unlocking your phone, voice assistants answering when you speak, driver assistance features helping a car stay in its lane, code assistants helping programmers write software, image tools that edit or create pictures. Now here's the part that really trips people up, so listen closely. Powerful systems like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini can do an astonishing range of things. They write essays, answer questions, generate code, hold a conversation. It feels general, almost human. But they are still narrow AI. They were trained to predict and generate language patterns, and even though that one skill stretches across many topics, it's still fundamentally that one underlying capability. Impressive breadth, but still narrow at its core. Now let's talk about a special and very exciting branch of narrow AI, generative AI. The word generative just means it generates, it creates. Instead of only sorting things or making yes or no predictions, this kind of AI produces brand new content that didn't exist before. It can write text like a story or an email. It can write working code. It can paint images from a description. It can compose audio, summarize long documents, even build a presentation. And notice how this nests, because this is important. Generative AI is a type of narrow AI, which is a type of artificial intelligence. AI is the whole field. Narrow AI is the part that's real today, and generative AI is one slice inside that. Each one sits neatly inside the bigger one, like boxes within boxes. Let's pause and put the whole structure together, because seeing how it all nests makes everything click. At the very top is artificial intelligence, the entire field, the big umbrella over everything. Inside that, the part we actually have today is narrow AI, everything we use right now. And within narrow AI lie 2 flavors worth naming. There's generative AI, which creates new content, as we just saw, and there's agentic AI, which doesn't just create, it takes actions for you, and we'll dig into that next. Then, far beyond today's reach, sit the 2 future levels, AGI, general intelligence, which is the goal researchers are chasing, and ASI, superintelligence, which remains purely theoretical. So picture a set of nested circles, the whole field outside, what's real today in the middle, and the dreams of tomorrow still out on the horizon. So let's explore that second flavor, agentic AI, which is one of the most important new directions in the field. Up to now, we've talked about AI that answers or creates. Agentic AI goes a step further. It actually takes actions on a computer for you. Look at what it can do. It can view what's on the screen, move the mouse, type on the keyboard, manage your files, open and use a web browser, even run commands. In other words, instead of just telling you how to do something, it can go and do it. But notice that line at the bottom, and it matters enormously. Only when tools and permissions are enabled. The AI can't touch anything you haven't explicitly allowed. It operates strictly inside the doors you choose to open for it. That permission boundary is its leash, and it's there entirely for your safety and control. Let me make Agentic AI concrete with a real scenario, because this is where it truly comes alive. Imagine you're tired of doing a little chore by hand, so you simply tell the AI, open my downloads folder, find the report, rename it, and move it to my projects folder. Watch what happens. It opens the folder just like you would. It scans through and finds the right report. It renames the file. It moves it to the correct place, and then it reports. Done. You described the goal in one plain sentence, and the agent carried out every separate step on its own, clicking and typing through the whole chain. That's the leap. It's not just answering a question anymore. It's completing a real multi-step task for you, like a helpful assistant who actually does the work instead of just advising you. And by the way, quick one, if this is helping things click into place, take a second to hit subscribe and like so you don't miss the rest of this series. All right, back to it. Now here's a trap I really want you to avoid because it confuses even smart people. When you watch an agent open folders, move files, and run commands, it's tempting to think, wow, this thing is basically human-level intelligence. This must be AGI. It is not. Using tools does not equal general intelligence. The agent works only within the specific tools, the permissions, and the goals you hand it. It can absolutely make mistakes. It might grab the wrong file or misread your instruction, and because of that, it still needs human supervision watching over it. So even though these systems are now both generative, creating content, and agentic, taking actions, they are still, underneath it all, narrow AI. Doing more tasks doesn't make it generally intelligent. It's just a narrow system with more hands. Never mistake busy hands for a thinking mind. So what would it actually take to reach the next level? That brings us to AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, Level 2, the future goal researchers dream about. This would be a machine that can understand, learn, reason, and adapt across many completely unrelated areas, all at a human-like level. Think about what a person can do. You could learn to play guitar, then switch to fixing a leaky tap, then help a child with homework, then plan a holiday, all with the same single mind, picking up unfamiliar skills as you go. AGI would mean a machine that can learn any new skill, understand many different subjects, solve problems it has never seen before, plan complex tasks, and adapt flexibly, just like a human does. And here's the honest bottom line you must hold on to. No AGI exists yet. Not at any company, not in any lab. It's a goal on the horizon, not a product on a shelf. And beyond even that lies Level 3, ASI, Artificial Superintelligence, which is purely theoretical, more thought experiment than technology. If AGI would match human intelligence, ASI would exceed it, in most or all areas at once. Imagine a mind that's better than the greatest human experts at scientific research, more inventive than our finest artists at creativity, sharper than any general at strategic planning, faster at problem solving, and wiser at decision making. All at the same time. It's the kind of intelligence that could, in theory, make discoveries no human ever could. But let's be completely clear and grounded. This does not exist. It's a concept that scientists and philosophers debate and that fills science fiction stories, but there is nothing like it in the real world today, and there's genuine disagreement about whether it ever will arrive. So we file it carefully under theoretical, and we keep our feet on the ground. All right, let's come back down to the present and talk about why any of this matters. The real benefits AI brings right now. It can automate repetitive, boring work, freeing people from tasks that drain hours of their day. It can process enormous amounts of information in seconds, far faster than any human could read it. It can give you personalized picks, suggestions shaped around your tastes. It can support better decisions by spotting patterns we'd miss. It can assist with coding and writing, acting like a tireless helper at your side. And overall, it can boost productivity across the board. This isn't hypothetical or coming someday. It's already helping millions of people every single day in their jobs, their studies, and their daily lives. AI's value is real, and it's here, as long as we remember what it is and isn't. And to see just how wide that impact reaches, look at the fields AI is already transforming. In healthcare, it helps doctors read scans and spot disease earlier. In education, it tutors students and tailors lessons to each learner. In banking, it catches fraud and assesses risk in real time. In transportation, it powers navigation and driver assistance features. In customer service, it answers questions instantly at any hour. And in software, it helps developers write and check their code faster. From the hospital to the classroom to the bank to the road, AI has quietly become a working tool across nearly every industry that touches your life. It's not confined to tech companies. It's spread right across the whole economy. But to be genuinely helpful and honest, we have to talk just as seriously about the limitations, because they're real and they matter. AI can produce incorrect information, stating something false with total confidence. Experts call this hallucination, and it's a big one to watch for. It can misunderstand your instructions and do the wrong thing. It can reflect bias absorbed from its training data. If the examples it learned from were skewed, its answers will be skewed too. It can make unsafe decisions if left unchecked, and it needs vast amounts of data and computing power to function at all. So here's the principle that ties it all together, and it's printed right there. AI should support human decisions, not replace them. Treat it as a brilliant but flawed assistant whose work you always double-check, never as an all-knowing oracle you blindly trust. That mindset keeps you safe and in control. So let's bring the whole picture together in one clean recap. Narrow AI is what we have today. That includes the big names like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, and it covers both the generative side that creates content and the agentic side that takes actions. AGI, true general intelligence, is a future goal that is simply not here yet. And ASI, superintelligence, remains entirely theoretical, an idea rather than a reality. Underneath every bit of it runs one steady truth. AI depends on data to learn from, training to shape it, tools and permissions to act, and human guidance to keep it on track. It is not an independent mind. It is a powerful instrument, and like any instrument, it's only as good and as safe as the hands that wield it. Which leads us to the single most important thing to walk away with, the key takeaway. AI is genuinely powerful, perhaps the most transformative technology of our era, but it still depends on us. Every capable system runs on the data we feed it, the training we give it, the tools and permissions we grant it, and the human guidance we provide to steer it and catch its mistakes. Strip those away, and it can do nothing on its own. So rather than fearing AI as some unstoppable force or worshiping it as a flawless genius, see it for what it truly is, an extraordinary tool that amplifies human ability while still needing a human firmly in the driver's seat. Understand that balance, and you understand AI better than most people ever will. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. It genuinely means a lot. We've gone from what AI is, through how it learns and works, across the three levels from narrow to AGI to ASI, and into its real benefits and honest limits. If this helped make sense of it all, please subscribe to Kieran Tech AI, where we keep breaking down AI, cloud, networking, and more in plain words. And feel free to like and share it with someone who's curious too. One last responsible note. This video is for educational purposes only, and the AI products and trademarks mentioned, like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini, belong to their respective owners and are named here just for teaching and identification. Always verify what AI tells you and follow each provider's terms of use. Thanks again, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.